Our Friday blitz stream, International Master William Pascal. So, I'd restart the machine. I'm not really sure what's causing our problems, but we've got ongoing lag issues. Seem to be improved by a restart. The ping right now at 84, which is fine. As long as it stays under around 100, we should be fine. But if it starts creeping up to 200, 250, I just got to jump to 192, 177. I don't know why it would just jump up like 100 milliseconds with no apps or anything running. That's already high. I mean, I guess Streamlabs OBS will raise it up a little bit off of its baseline, but the network lag is just very strange. I mean, it could be my internet. But that's very high. I mean, if it gets up to 250, it's going to start messing with the stream. Can you guys hear me? We've got the volume. Everything's fine. All right, we're going to tentatively try to restart here. Take these challenges with Morales, Autophagist. Short of buying a new laptop, I don't really know what to technically do. Now we're down to 96. Morales, you're up. I'm not sure if he realizes I'm back on. Let me refresh this page and see if he's still even here. Morales, are you online? He probably had to go to work or something. We challenged him before he left. Alright, ping 92, that's reasonable. There it jumps up again. 172. I literally have no other programs or apps of any kind running on my machine. So there's nothing that could be like draining it. DK guy, Blobix, and Marwa didn't play. I was a little disappointed about Marwa. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he didn't realize it. Maybe he's not even a member of the team. I don't think he actually listens to the stream that much because he's tired of getting trolled. But if he had played, he would have done well. I should send him a personal message. Now that you mention it, Bob. I should not assume that Marwa understands or listens to the stream. So when I make an announcement, like he should join the team, I'm not sure he actually knew what I was talking about. Yeah, Morales isn't here. Alright, I guess he had to go. Let's take this challenge from Autophagist. Let's get this thing started. Yeah, Marwa would have torn it up. He's very, very fast. Perfect for the 3-0 time control. Practical and fast is what you need. Tuesday streamer battle. Now that Bob mentions it, we're going to make it regular. Actually, Morales just reminded me that maybe I didn't put the link in there. Bob, did I put the link in there? The computer team. What's Knight C3 about? In my message, you didn't get the message. You're not a member of the Pawn and Horses team? If you're a member of Pawn and Horses, you should have just gotten the message, which is why I assumed you're talking about it. Link to the streamer battle, the thing you're talking about? And this is tough. You have to be trolling me. I wish you could... Can I see messages I sent? We'll send another streamer battle message. You're not a member of the Pawn and Horses Club, Bob, and you're talking about the streamer battle? It's ridiculous. It's a bit of a strange setup here with knight c3. I had a game with Miklos Galyash yesterday. It was kind of a scary game. I eventually lost with 2 rooks against the queen. Shouldn't have lost, though. This queen d4 is a bizarre move at this juncture. At this juncture, blocking my own bishop. You just applied for membership now? God, man. My God, man. Let's see if he's telling the truth. I hate this. It's a casual game. It's like threatening me. Resign the game. I have to open a different tab. Sorry, I just thought I hung a piece or something. Nightmare Griffin, of course. We'll count Crazy House. I have almost respect for Crazy House. Crazy House isn't as stupid as the other variants, like Horde and whatever. I mean, it's actually close to real chess. I could probably be convinced to play Crazy House, though it might kind of mess with your game a little bit. Actually, I played this one account, Finisher, in the Tuesday streamer battle, and I beat him. He's like playing the Crazy House World Championship or whatever. Yeah, I'm paying attention. I played a few Crazy House games back in the day. How about trading queens? Positional play. I love endgames. What to do now? Pawn snake. Bob, why don't you check it out, man? With all your internet research capabilities, you think you'd be able to find the tournament link with your investigative skills? Rook G1. You gotta kind of like that move. But I mentioned this earlier, Autophagus has a really strange style. You gotta kind of like it. He's a good player. Creative. Hypermodern. Hypermodern and creative. Maybe I should play f5 before it's too late. I feel like I'm putting my pawns on the wrong color there. So guys, we're going to make the Tuesday arena battles. Streamer arena battles. Streamer super mega arena battles. We're going to make it a regular thing. Okay, this knight on c6 I was never happy about, to be honest. Why did I just play rook on a to d8? It's like compulsion. Put your rooks in the center. Autophagus is an unusual style. Last time he played, it was like playing a bullfighter. Trying to get me to overextend myself. I wonder if like he's a player who played a lot with engines. Because he seems to create like no weaknesses to attack. And that's the kind of thing like I would think we would see from a player who faced engines a lot and like just didn't want to create any kind of weaknesses in their position. Like he's allergic to pawn moves. Damn it. There's like a sliding scale of how willing to weaken your pawns are. Let's say 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably like a 6 or a 7 or an 8 in terms of moving a lot of pawns. But Autophagus is like a 1 or 2. He makes absolutely minimal pawn moves. I almost had combinations based on rook takes g2 in some positions. Steinitzian reluctance to make pawn moves. Finishers, what? He won a spot on candidates and crazy ass championship 3-2 blitz. Right, I played him in 3-2. I played him in 3-0 blitz in the Tuesday streamer battle. It was a London system. I don't like playing Autophagus. This not moving any pawns. Unbelievable. I can't stand playing when there's no weaknesses to attack. I'm gonna lose my mind here. I'm the one that just has weaknesses. E4 is a surprising move. Blocking his own bishop. I'm not sure what he was worried about. Definitely wasn't expecting that. Aspie, you seem fascinated. We got fan love. Strong knight. Now I'm going to play rook d8 again. If I want to play c5, for example. Probably a bad idea in general to play c5 and weaken my d6 pawn. I'm going to have to take his trashy bishop in order to make progress here. I can scoop an h-pawn pretty quickly. It was a surprising move though, e4. Did he really have to play that for any particular reason? Open sesame. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No c5. Wow. Gotta love this guy. You gotta love this guy. Healthy baby triple pawns. The best structure. I don't believe it. What an amazing resource to find rook g1. I was expecting another move there. I don't know what's going on here. So I lose now. Okay. Just a 2,000 player. So he played Rook C2 at this point. Watch this. I thought Rook C3 was the best move. The engine doesn't have a clue what's going on in this ending. I was afraid it was a draw after King F4, honestly. Possibly I could even lose. But it's just too slow. Crazy. No, I mean, you're lucky that I didn't trust my instinct, you know, which was to play this. At the last minute, I changed my mind. I thought, oh, I can do this. But this is a draw. But I actually lose this position? How can you lose this position? This is unbelievable. You lose after king takes a4. It's like comedy, you know? I mean, it just takes skill to lose a position like this. The problem with this is that it's going to be a draw. It's a theoretical draw, probably. Actually, that's pretty dicey. I've already let your pawn. What about this? Rook b2. There I'm actually winning. Even that's a draw. Crazy. But it's like the tournament yesterday. I don't know how you can be 2,000. You know, you're way too good to be 2,000 in blitz. Who are you playing that you're 2,000 rated? He's like a national master. Alright. I got a team request from Night Griffin. So, what's the deal with my messages? Mr. Coffee, for example. Well, I didn't put the link in there. Seriously. Alright. Here's the next event. Here's the link to the next event. June 30th, 2 p.m. CST. And the link didn't go in there. That's good. Very smart. Very smart not to put the link in. I put the whole message in and I didn't put the link in. Alright, Pawn and Horses Club. I made Mr. Coffee a team leader as well, which I didn't realize we could do before. Streamer Mega Battle. Here it is. I'm just going to drop the link in the chat here. We need some serious support. Oms and I can't do it by ourselves. You see, it's not pasting. That's probably what happened last time. I went to paste it and it just wasn't there. It was like a blank paste. Blame the copy and paste guy that just passed away. So now I can send a message to the team if I copy this link. Send another message just so I can spam everyone. Link to streamer battle Tuesday, June 30th. We're gonna actually put the link in there. Maybe that would help. I'm a master spammer. My good luck continues against Troll and Roll and Autophagist. I guess I'm just a lot weaker than I thought I am. I can't even like win a winning endgame anymore. Okay, so ping now 104. I don't want to play knight f3. Who's newbie? Well, it doesn't matter. We're taking all challenges. If you have an established rating, I swear I'm going to stop playing this crap with knight f3 and c4. It's so boring. I want to just play classical openings. Newbie's 1900, which is pretty solid, but you don't know. What is this? Why do people play this? It's not even like a real system. What are you playing exactly, newbie? What is this setup, which is so common? What do you call it? Does it have a name? Bob, do you just like throw out whatever controversial topic you can think of desperately and hope that it sticks? Is that your system? It's very kind of sloppy and awkward way to troll. You seem like you're desperate for a topic today. Okay, this is a really strange move. This is not a depressing stream, are you kidding? Should have seen me last night. That's really depressing. You think this is depressing? This is like happiness and flowers and little kittens. Queen e7 is... It's like an alien move from another planet, of course. Difficult to understand. Okay, I understand he wants to clear the long diagonal with rook b8. I mean, every other move is reasonable except for queen d7. But what I don't understand is why do so many people do these like first 4 or 5 moves? Why is it that everyone that I play g3 and d4 against puts their knight on c6 automatically? Okay, this guy did it on the first move, but usually I'm getting it like a move or two later. Yeah, weird. The newbie brothers. But Antonio, you have no clue. Like, I mean, I'm playing this Reti move order pretty much all the time in Blitz, and some kind of insane percentage of my opponents, like 70%, play d5, knight c6, and e6 in the first 5 moves. It's sort of unbelievable, you know. Even people up to this rating of like 1900. I don't really understand what it is. I think like when you play knight f3 and g3, they just assume you're not going to move your center pawns. So when they play knight c6, they think you're just going to let them play e5. Because everyone who does knight f3 and g3 always just lets you do e5. So when I play knight f3 and g3 and then d4, they're like, they don't know what's happening anymore because I'm not supposed to do that or something. But it's crazy. Like, a massive percentage of my opponents play the Chigorin without even knowing what they're doing, essentially. The Chigorin is a pretty bad opening in general. But, you know, in the more accurate variations, it's not too bad if played correctly in the right situation. But I would literally, you know, play g3, knight f3 every game if my opponents promise to play knight c6 in the first 4 moves. Well, once in a while you see a strong title player go for this type of thing. Sedlak like specializes in it. I had a game with him 3 years ago in 2017, or was it 2018? I don't remember now, but maybe it was 2018. Now I'm losing track. I guess it was 2018. My last really bad Grandmaster tournament. So now newbie's going to try really hard down a piece. Anticlimactic. He only made the one really bad move, but that's enough. I'm playing 2 kinds of games. One's where my opponents like give me pieces, and the other kind is like where I lose drawn positions. Let's get some really interesting close battles, maybe. I'm hoping for a tense game. I don't want anyone to give me free pieces, and I don't want to lose drawn endgames. Or winning endgames, for that matter. I just want to play some good chess. Both sides play well. It's a lot to ask for. I know. Alright, Morales, that could happen. Wikipoo. Wikipoo. We gotta send a message to Wikipoo. Dear Wikipoo, he got a team. See, he's even a team member. You better play. Unless you have some excuse, like school or something. You better play, or you're in trouble. If Wikipoo had played, like, in the Tuesday streamer battle, we might have even, like, finished 6th or something. It could make that much of a difference. He would have scored like 40 points. Yeah, of course. No problem at all. It's not the ideal time. There is no ideal time. From our perspective, you know, in Central Europe, if you want to call it Eastern Europe for the Romanians, I mean, I guess it doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyone who works basically can't play. Americans, if people are in New York City or something, it's 8 a.m. Again, if you work, you probably can't play. So, I don't know about the streamer time, you know. The problem is that Parleygrass and Vita Levente, they're streaming this mid-afternoon time, so they're using their streamer time to do the, you know, do the arena. But you've got to compromise. I mean, one of the advantages is that there's a lot of streamers in the evening, so if we do it in the afternoon, there's less competition on that front. Whatever we do, there's going to be some downsides to it. Overall, I don't think time is that bad. And on the plus side, I'm fresher. I can play better. But yeah, a lot of people aren't going to be able to play. This is Morales' second attempt. The streamer battle originates Vampire Lands. No, they're in Bucharest, man. They're not in Transylvania. Vita Levente is from Transylvania. He lives in Bucharest, which is not part of Transylvania. So I thought I had another idea. Damn, I was going to play b6 against you. Let's just do it here. The positional bind. Consequent. Now we need a good place for our knight. I just made this up. You probably noticed that already. What's the best setup for our pieces here? Is Bishop d6 a good move? It might allow his favorite move, e5. That's sick. Like, Bishop d6, e5, advantage to white. Literally Morales' favorite square. Queen check, followed by queen g4. It's like an exchange roy Lopez. I don't really have a better plan. We like all central squares. Is this b6 a system? Everything's a system. It's my new attempt to confuse him. I meant to play b6 on move 2, but I forgot and we're improvising. How bad can it be? Would be my interpretation of this position. We have good central control. I mean, I like the fact that we've got good control here. The doubled pawns are contributing to the center. Morales is not, you know, he's not really like a technicush, so he's not bad in technical play, but I would argue that it's not his strong point. Bishop d6, e5. Complicated position. Bishop e6, e5, bishop e5. Bishop d6, e5, bishop e5, bishop e5, knight e5, knight e5, queen d4 check, and take. Beautiful idea. Using the d4 square. This is kind of counterintuitive because I have the bishop pair, quote unquote. I just judged his dark square bishop to be such a good piece here. Also his favorite square. Fighting him tooth and nail for his favorite personal square, the e5. It's a lot like a roy Lopez exchange variation, obviously. Oh god, it's like an indirect control of e5. But frankly, like, if he plays e5, I'm not even sure if it's a good move. I wanted to maintain e5. I guess I could play something like queen c7. Then it's e5 and knight e4. e5 knight e4 is going to be a problem. f6. It's ridiculous how strong he is. I mean, if you consider the time that he uses, his rating, and how good his play is. Knight takes e5, knight takes e5, queen d4 check. I get it. So I guess I was actually toying with several different ideas here. I guess castling should be an option. The most sensible. So he can play the whole game in 1 minute while it takes me 4 minutes to just not lose. While commentating in the chat. Alright, this is just like a typical game. Is that an inaccuracy? Unbelievable. He even has like perverse tactics here. Are you even serious? What is this? He's able to commentate in the chat while beating me using only 1 minute for the whole game. And he's rated 2004, 1800 in bullet. Did you stop playing rated games like 3 years ago or something? Where's the winning combination? Rook f5. Rook f5, knight h7. Of course, he didn't have to do this. I mean, this is like fancy. He could have had like a very normal position with maybe some sort of small advantage. He said it's a positional sack. Yeah, he sacked a pawn. But it looks like black should be okay. How's my ping now? 102. Even if he's down a clear pawn, he's still... It's not that bad. I have double pawns here, isolated pawn on e5. Even if he like never got his pawn back, it's still not so easy for black to prove some sort of advantage. Right, the problem, Robert, is what? Rook f5, queen h3, rook g5. I'm just like, that's gone. Glad to sell a bishop against the master of closed positions. Damn. $17. But I have to watch his queen coming in on the white squares. So any move like queen f4 would be met by queen h3. And he's gambling with his pawn sack a little bit. Still, with the time pressure he's put me in, you know, can move almost instantly. He might blunder though, but this is a surprise. Maybe a good move though. Pieces are like immobile. You can't, they're like rocks. 2004. I look like a beginner next to him. Just toying with me. I mean, shouldn't his rating be like 2200? At least? Unless the baby's playing, then he's even stronger. Can he trade? Knight c3, d4. Uh-oh. The knight is immune to ever being captured by anything. You can never get rid of it, period. How did I almost lose on time? It's my lag again? Why would you resign? because of a fork. Like, I'm going to see that. I have 2 seconds left. And he resigned because of a fork that I didn't see. Yeah, but you can't resign in a time scramble because the opponent might see your fork or something. That's ridiculous. This is what a game, man. I want to check, has he ever played any rated games in the last 2 years? Let's see. Yeah, it's all casual. So his ratings are from like 3 years ago. It's crazy. But apparently I was never worse. But it was so difficult to play. You know, it's funny, like when you're playing and you have more time and you're worse, you would think like the player with the worst position has to actually, you know, need more time. But in practice, it doesn't seem like that's necessarily the case. Like, I have to win. I have to do the work to win the position. I have to prove it's not a draw, it's a win. Like, the whole game after the opening, I was finally better, but I was almost losing on time the whole time, trying to navigate. This is cool, though. I don't know, the b6, why is it dubious? But what? You know, because it allows a doubled pawn. Drazic very creative in the openings. Why should this be dubious? It's ridiculous. It's kind of a cool idea. I thought the opening was cool. Queen e1 is a great move. That's probably best move. I don't understand how e5 works. Are you serious? I can't take this? There may be a problem with some knight e2. I missed this in my initial calculations. I would have to walk into the pin of death there with like queen d6. Ugh. Possibly survivable, but man, I've got very bad lag again. It looks like. Yeah, we're up. Is our stream crashing? 290. I better not turn on the engine anymore. We're 242 ping. Don't really know why. I mean, I guess Stockfish will raise it up. But I don't know why I'm even close to 200. Welcome, HTF. HTF. I don't have to take the pawn, though. You know, I mean, we could argue that e5, not that e5, but like earlier, if you played e5 with here, this position, I mean, I could just play bishop e7. And knight e4 is my concern. With the idea of knight d6 check. But even that, I mean, it's possible that the e5 is a little overextended here. Okay, we got another request to join the Pawn and Horses Club. Wikipoo is challenging. Newbie accepted. Good morning, friend. He said he'll play next Tuesday. Our secret weapon. Wikipoo, no one will see him coming. Till it's too late. Alright. So, I got the bad lag though. I'm surprised the stream isn't crashing with 200 ping. I just can't figure it out. Did anybody out there understand what causes high ping? if I don't have any processes running on my computer. I just blame it all on Microsoft. Got to get Linux or something. Microsoft is a disaster. I need to get a new machine and get rid of Microsoft. I think that's the best solution. It's just ridiculous how bad Microsoft is. Windows. Alright, Wikipoo. I'm a little concerned about my ping. With his speed and my ping, I'm dead. Yeah, Linux is definitely better. I've never used it, but I've had a lot of friends, people that I've known who've been very happy with Linux. I think that more and more people are going to start moving away from Windows and Microsoft as it just continuously gets worse and worse. So, I don't think my ping is, isn't it based on my computer? A combination of my internet and my computer. Local problems with my computer can increase my ping. You don't think it should have an effect on the ping? Then it's specifically my internet? Well, for example, if I turned off my computer with a 200 ping and I restarted, if I reboot, it's not because of my computer, it's just like rebooting the internet connection. That's making the connection okay. This variation is a pain. I guess I'm supposed to play Bishop G4. It's a good choice by Wikipoo, though. I don't know, Bob. I just assume my computer does that. Network drivers? What is that? Sounds like something important. Oof. This variation looks kind of dodgy for black. I normally play Bishop F3, but in this particular instance, I'm going to hold off on that. It's too many weaknesses on the white squares. Even Bishop G4 is risky. Wikipoo's only weakness is that he's not brutally strong in the opening. But everything else makes him very dangerous. Not an opening specialist. Sometimes he does sort of crazy stuff. It is similar to the Kopech system. But I think this is one of the best lines. Bishop A4. Frankly, this is one of the reasons why probably D6 should be thrown in the trash heap of chess openings. Like, this move is just not good enough for black. But that's on a high level. Okay, now Rook C1 is not really critical. He's starting to play like second-rate moves because lack of familiarity with his position. That's an acerbate move. Rook C1. Proud father of Rook C1. Preparing Bishop B1. Kopech's system is a Bishop D3 based line in the Sicilian. Danny Kopech was a computer scientist from the United States, Doctor of Computer Science and Chess International Master, passed away a few years ago. But he invented his own sort of system, infusing the idea of Bishop D3 in sort of mainline Sicilian type positions. Alright, kids. Oh, Bishop C2. The rook lives. Rook lifts. What if I take right away? Allowing bishop takes g6. Is that a gamble I want to take? Rather respect my structure. I'm not breaking through on f2 anyway. So let's not let him destroy my pawn structure. He instantly took with a knight, so his knight isn't pinned down. Kind of makes sense. Let's get rid of our bad knight. Pressure along the f-file, slay weakness to the white king side. Looks like I played the open Roy Lopez. The e5 pawn overextended, but the rook on c2 now miraculously. The rook on c2 miraculously playing a key role in white's defense. Amazing. So Wikipedia is natural. He's a natural strong player without a lot of opening knowledge. Queen h4. I was more worried about knight e3 with sacrifices at d5, to be honest. My first open Roy Lopez with black. That's what it looks like. This structure on the queen side, white's king side structure as well. Very similar. Similar. Queen g5. Queen f7. Triple attack. Queen c7. What happens on queen g5 again? Rook e2 in all cases, it looks like. He might even be able to play queen e2. Queen e-poo. Queen e-poo. He's going to be able to defend, and he's a nasty defender. This is like hopeless. I've got nothing. Alright, I've got no plan. My open file looks good, but I can't break through. So what do? You have a position that looks good, you can't break through, you need another. Queen g5, queen e2, rook f2 check, you know, it's not even clear. As we learned yesterday in the Hungarian All-Stars arena, as I lost to Miklos Galiash with 2 rooks against the queen like an idiot, I made one imprecise move. It should have been a draw. But it was interesting that Galiash went for that instantly. Even though theoretically the 2 rooks are stronger than the queen, he knew that in time pressure he would be better off, you know, giving up the 2 rooks for the queen. This is just a blunder. I mean, I guess he's trying to trick me with like rook takes f3, knight f5. But I don't think that even works, does it? I mean, besides the fact that I can make a promising exchange sacrifice, I've got rook f4. If nothing else, rook f4. I guess I have to lose the exchange there though, huh? Rook f4, queen e2. What am I gonna do? Where am I gonna put my rook? Rook e4. Rook e4, rook e4. Well, we can sack the exchange when we have to. E takes f5. Why would you do it that way? Why would you take with the e takes f5? Rook e-poo. Rook e-poo. Surrounding his nugget. on e5. I'm afraid the exchange sack is good, but not clearly winning. Maybe an unnecessary risk. I like to do exchange sacrifices. I have a weakness for that, and oftentimes I'll do them when they're not good enough. You have to be really selective. Not just, I have a friend who just emulated the farmer, who just does it any time. He'll do every possible exchange sacrifice just because he's like inherently a gambler. You have to be circumspect. I mean, I have a good position here, and I'm probably just a pawn or two up if I'm careful. And sacking the exchange is like rolling the dice. You know, why do you want to roll the dice when you're up? It's like being in a casino. You're up $2,000. Would you like to double your money or go home? You know, I mean, the biggest winners in poker and gambling are not taking unnecessary risks. They're just consistently banking like small wins and just stacking it up, you know. The problem is f3. So knight d6, he doesn't win the exchange. Maybe he was thinking he had knight d6 forking, king and queen originally. King and rook. I mean, queen and rook. If you miss the queen f3 check. The problem is if he trades rooks, rook takes, pawn takes, he's dropping e5 as well, and he's getting crushed down the f-file, and his king is open. Probably the whole thing is losing for white. Johnny Cochran. Acerbate. What's happening with OJ? Have you seen him around the strip or anything? Is he still living in Vegas? Does he live in Vegas? Where does OJ live? This is cool. Heavy piece, endgame land. Oof. This has to be made. Let's work it out. Getting a little low on time. Yeah, it's mated too. Weepu played good, but rook c1 in this position. I don't really like bishop g5, personally. So this is theory up until this point. Bishop g5 is a new move. Alright. I don't really like bishop g5. You're flirting with an exchange of these bishops. That doesn't really benefit white, you know. Brony. We need Brony in the team. With Tushar and Saul. Where was that Forza? What was his name? Oh, he lives in Florida. Oh, in Palm Beach. Yeah, probably better not to stick around in Vegas. Hanishberger. Fonza Curry. All the players I suspected of using engines. We should sick them on the Tuesday arena. Serial engine experts. We would just totally mop up. I promise to stop playing c4 eventually. Any advice to sharpen up calculations when looking a few moves down the line? It's a good question. I mean, I'm not sure there's any, like, tactics. There have to be some sort of tactics books that kind of focus on longer calculations. I mean, I don't see, like, lichess puzzles or any sort of puzzle rush type of thing helping that much with that. My only advice would be, like, force yourself, you know, mentally, every game you play. Just kind of keep it in your mind to kind of try to force yourself, to remind yourself constantly to calculate a little bit further. Keep trying to force yourself to calculate a little bit further. If you're one of those players like I face every day here who plays too fast, and you know, they're 9 out of 10 players now, do it. You know, you've got all this extra time anyway. Why not, like, force yourself to calculate further? But I think it's important, Robert, when you're saying sharpen up your calculations when looking a few moves down the line, we've got to think about it. The problem isn't our ability to calculate deeply, right? I mean, the problem is we're making mistakes on the width of the variations. You know, so we're missing moves like the 4th move down the line, 3rd move down the line. We're missing an important possibility. You know, we're not considering, for example. So it's not simply like you just got to calculate further. I think you have to actively try to practice it while you're playing, even blitz games. So this is, I don't know. I mean, this just looks, this just doesn't look right. I can bind the d6 square. Now, it's possible he can break out with b6. Yeah, I don't think the puzzles helps that much, puzzle rush, as far as that goes. That might help your quickness in calculation. But I mean, a lot of people are playing 30-minute games using 2 minutes on the clock, let's say. You know, 15 minutes games using 1 minute and 30 seconds. Let's say you play rapid, you're a bullet speed player, and you use 1 minute and 30 seconds for your rapid games. Imagine how much more time you could use. How much, like, interesting stuff you could find and improve if you actually, you know, use that time to calculate deeper, calculate more variations. Just try to calculate more, you know. It's gotta help. Black's got serious problems. So his only way of breaking out is b6. I toyed with bishop g5 idea, but I think it might actually... I'm not sure if f6 is constructive or weakening. It's possible in some lines f6 could even be a constructive move for black here. Bounce. Force me to improve my knight. Now in this case, unlike the last game against Wiki Rookia, this rook has some real potential. The rook on c1 last game by my opponent was very limited with the pawn on c3. So he played f5 anyway. Possible f4. My bishop will have problems. It will be non-existent after knight d2, f4. I think we should seriously consider f4. There was a slight weakening, but black doesn't have a dark squared bishop. Another factor to consider here would be e4, the ramifications of that. But I mean, black's pieces are all set up for the next game. Tranquilizer says 29 moves isn't hard to calculate. I think he's pulling your leg. I embarrassingly failed again in bishop versus knight checkmate with the 2-second increments yesterday. My opponent was like defending in a pattern that was different from what the computer defends that, and I kept getting stuck in this one position when I was like 7 moves from Maid. Not able to get my knight on the right track. Masturbate. Had to mention that. Okay. We're rerouting. Rerouting or rerouting? Roto-rooter. If you play e4, I'm going to play g4. Farago, Ivan, King's Indian theme. I mean, this goes back to many King's Indians, but we have to undermine that center. Sorry, guys. He's not biting. Fish are biting today. Very coordinated. Generally speaking, I like Hanish's burger. I like Hanish Burger's game. He was pretending he's from Russia before, but I think he's really from India. Somehow Hanish sounds more like an Indian than Russian name. Maybe his name is Oleg and he lives in Siberia. The internet is a strange place. My name is Bob. Alright. But this is like, wow. What's happening here? Taking a pawn. The center falleth. Do they have like Alcoholics Anonymous meetings for like internet trolls? Like intervention or whatever, Bob? Hi, my name is Bob. And I'm addicted to trolling on the internet. I need intervention. Is that a thing? Well, he's collapsing now. We all have like different holes in our games. I think that Hanish Burger is 1500 going on like 1900. Just a few tweaks to his game could drastically improve it. Not everyone could say that. He's also making some horrendous moves. He's made some very bad mistakes. Other games he's played very tough against me. I also think the lichess ratings they're getting deflated. Every game I'm like complaining about how my opponents are underrated. But we're not taking consideration the fact that I think like, generally speaking, because there's more and more players, the rating system's getting kind of deflated. It used to be very inflated. So where I used to not think 2500 was that strong, it's shifting. My rating is down now to 2389. It's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. But we're not going to leave it there for too long. Alright. Alright, Bob. Good defense. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Last night they took away 20 more points. It was horrible. Carted them off. It was my worst all-star arena yesterday. I was hopeless. I mean, one Grandmaster mouse slipped a pre-move and dropped a piece against me, Corpo Bensei. So that was kind of a nice gift. If it wasn't for that, I would have lost like way more points. But it's pretty sad. Alright. Hanish is done. So this wasn't his better effort. Troll in a roll? No. We already played you, right? I've got to play Troll in a roll. No rated 5-0. We've got to have the increment. So I can talk my nonsense here. So what could be causing everyone's rating to decrease? Well, I mean, it's just like more strong players, okay? You had a site where there weren't that many grandmasters. Now everyone's, because of coronavirus, everyone's gravitating to the site. So I remember like 2 years ago when there was a handful of GMs on lichess. Now there's like 100 on any moment. So of course, like, the ratings are gonna kind of like, I mean, I'm not a statistical expert, but I would think the rating system would sort of like converge upon itself, you know. I can't think of the right word for it, but it's gonna squeeze together more. It's gonna be more competitive, basically, with more good players. So what used to be like 2,700, you know, where 2,700 used to be a really respectable rating on lichess, I think now, you know, 2,600 is a very respectable rating. With all this influx of lots and lots of good players. All right, I'm going to accept Troll's challenge. We didn't really finish the first game. Consolidate. I don't think that's the word I was looking for. The ratings will consolidate. It's good enough. I aborted a game with, or resigned against Troll earlier. But I had lag and had to restart the stream. So probably for the best. I felt like I was slightly worse in the first game. When we left, we resigned a little early. The Sicilian. When did I peak in terms of age? Well, I think my problem was that I hadn't reached my peak in terms of age when I started to play poker all the time. Probably like around 35 would be for me. I mean, you know, some people will say younger, but I think that's basically bullshit. I never felt any ill effects of aging until 35. But my problem was that I stopped playing chess actively probably around, 33, 34. I could have played a little bit more. A couple more years at peak, which I didn't. But it's usually not age that brings us down. It's responsibilities that come with age. It's not the age itself. It's not age itself that brought Vladimir Kramnik down. I mean, yes, some people have concrete health issues, you know. It's not age that brought Peter Leko down from number 2 in the world, or whatever he was. But it's the things that go along with it. Troll is playing a mean Sicilian here. Damn, dude, that's a serious blunder. My king is on d8. But I would think, like, realistically, it depends on your health condition. Most people shouldn't have any problems before 35. I never felt any issues. Now it's just a matter of a little bit of lack of stamina. But even that, I don't think I can honestly attribute to age. I think it's more like lack of physical exercise. It's not the age itself that's hampering me. Pawn takes, bishop takes, b6, check, pawn takes, queen takes, king. You know, so I have to take with the bishop here. Troll now has a clear advantage. But I have the Jolly Joker. Should he decide to do that, I was explaining this concept to one of my intermediate students yesterday. You have an unopposed bishop the opponent doesn't have. It's like a wild card. Someone on sound, what? So what an odd time to arrive. What are we talking about? I'm not sure. I was talking about, they're asking what the like peak age is for a chess player, and I said that it's probably 35. But the real thing that brings people down isn't age but responsibilities, barring like, you know, serious health problems. Okay, Morales, what's up? It's a crazy move. E5. So what's that? You're going to castle queenside with check? And I can't castle kingside, unfortunately. I can castle queenside. Probably a good move here. Oh my god. Alright, I want to take back. Give me a take back. I want to castle. I don't want to play king c8. Alright, if you don't want to give me a take back, it's fine. Sorry, thank you for being a gentleman, troll. But I did announce my intentions. You know, I want to castle. I keep thinking I can just click the square and it automatically castles, like in normal chess. So, e5 was a cool idea. I would think. Very cool idea. But again, I mean, if you're going to give me the dark square bishop, when I was like 18 or 20, I could play 2 7-hour games in one day and like drive to the tournament and back. I was exhausted, but I could do that. It happened on more than one occasion. But I mean, that's something that I don't think a 35-year-old player is going to be able to cope with too well. Or as easily. So he gave me the dark square bishop, and now it's just like endgame land. Probably not even the best move. White is on the verge of loss now. Even though material is theoretically equal, this is like a disaster endgame for white. He's actually going to be a pawn down, so yeah, it's pretty bad. Toast. Toast for the mostest bishops. Troll on a skewer. F3 is coming next, and he loses material by force. Don't worry, there's no mate. But I mean, so why did you hesitate to play bishop takes b6 in the first place? I mean, like, you should play it right away, right? Knight takes here. You might as well take it right away. Knight takes, bishop takes, check, pawn takes, queen takes, check, king c8. Maybe king d7, but I don't like that as much, because of bishop e5 tricks. So king c8 with the idea of queen d8. I think that black has full compensation here. I'm probably wrong. The computer will correct me. The fact that I can't castle is going to be a problem. Yeah, the computer says the white is still better. But still, you understand the validity of this sacrifice. Black isn't just down a pawn. I mean, we have a very strong bishop to compensate in this position. Alright. Even if I suck, I still understand conceptually what's going on. Sit on. Rookman. Save a dog. I've got time for at least 3 more games. Timothy Salthouse. Never heard of anyone named Salthouse. Interesting name. Salthausen. Saltenhausen. Okay. E4. I don't know, he sounds sort of made up. Are you sure that's a real person? Carlson Media. Nearly 60. Still young yet. I felt like 80 yesterday. Let's try to play something real. Stop avoiding theory. I prefer playing against the classical. The Winnower is tough. They're both tough, but Winnower being very imbalanced. Immediate exchange. This is like the chicken variation. You try to trade all the pieces. Considered to be better for white. Am I supposed to exchange queens? And play like Rook D1 and keep my king in the center? Or is that a mistake? It's an interesting question. Probably a mistake. I guess I could have played knight b5 there, but that doesn't seem right either. Okay, it's good to check this after the game. Emil the Farmer. He plays this as horrible. Some people are just not suited to playing endgame variations. Sedan is 1400. Here we go again. 1400s. Not allowed to play well. Yeah. We hate games like this. If that's a 1400, man, I'd hate to see a 1200. Extremely solid. I suspect my move is bad. You know, I suspect that taking on b6 is inaccurate. Normally it's castle's queenside. I mean, I actually know that for a fact. But why? Somehow I felt like my king might be more flexible on e1 to go to f2 instead of d2 or something. And I thought the knight isn't that well placed on b6. The problem is it's very, very difficult for white to break through in this position. It's practically impossible. He's 1400. There's no way you're 1400 unless you like abort all your games. Why would you be 1700 in rapid, 1650 in classical, but 1400 in blitz? That's a serious difference. I mean, that's like 300 points difference. I guess he's like berserking all his games and losing on time or something. But generally that wouldn't be possible to be this good and be 1400. 1400 just like hangs all their pieces and resigns. Alright, let's try a maneuver. So you can see that I should have castled queenside. It would have saved time. This may or may not be a mistake by black. That may or may not be a mistake. Yeah, I know what I'm thinking here. I don't think that white's even better. It would take like a superhuman Lasker-like effort to win this position, and black would have to make mistakes. And he's 1400. using 30 seconds for the whole game. I could easily lose. Been totally outplayed. This player is not 1400. It's ridiculous. Desperate attempt here to break free against the 1400. Alright, he's 1700. Which rating is it? You could be like 2000 playing like this. Easy. Ratings are shown in order of total time spent in that time control variant. That's interesting. I never knew that. So we go to this particular player. Let's say. Damn, I don't want to go to his account. I just wanted to like hyperlink. Playing classical, first rapid, then blitz, then bullet. So longer time controls first. Yet he's like super fast. It's kind of ironic. There's still like a 15% chance I might be able to win somehow. I mean, for a player who is stronger in classical, he's quick, you know? So it sort of doesn't make sense. It's like Asterbait. Acerbate's the same. He's like 1500 in blitz, 1650 in longer, but he like F5 an interesting move. But he's fast. Carlson would win, yeah. Now he would, probably. Still wondering if black has some miraculous way to hold this, but probably not. I don't know though, like even if I win a pawn, I have to be able to make progress. Should be winning. Letting my king in there. But it was completely unnecessary. I'm sure that he was fine. If he takes on a4, when I played a4, I'm probably clearly worse. I mean, this is like sheer desperation. It's just the next move, actually. Rook d8 check, king e2, rook a8, rook a3, now take. And black's fine. Maybe black's better, actually. Now he may be lost. So every pawn is on the wrong color. So maneuver knight c2, knight d4. Now I can just walk in as well. But my play prior was horrible. I let him have a completely fine position. We'll see. When I played bishop takes b6, it's probably a serious mistake right away. Told me he was 1400. I don't know, you know. I know that I was worse after like 25 moves. That's all I know. Look at the position. Let's look at this position. Slight advantage to black. Rook d8, best move. Check. King e2. Possibly a mistake. And now I can just take on a4. I mean, the guy's 1400. He's clearly better after 25 moves. Bishop takes b6. I mean, queen takes b6. It is the main move. Wow. I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised. I thought that castles would be better in retrospect. And black has very free play on the c file, and white's play is not so easy to generate here. It's interesting that this is actually considered to be the main move. Karyuk and Carlson. So this is like bad. I thought this looked artificial, frankly. I was supposed to play knight b5. Did someone mention that? I just thought this would be like kind of not developing. It actually looks pretty solid. I mean, look. It's just not a lot of fun for black, but all those games were draws. I don't know how white can avoid this, honestly. There's like no way to avoid it. You just trade everything. Play queen b6. I mean, I guess you could play queen d2, sack a pawn. Shirov, first game. If you really have to win, I mean, I guess this is the way that you have to go. I'm not sure that this is digestible. Queen b2. Shiro Bareyev. That's about as high level as you can get for the French circa 2003. Bareyev was like the best French player in the world. Alright. Rookman, save a dog. We have at least 2 games. Well, he missed his winning move. I mean, taking on a4. He didn't want to take any risks. Speaking of not taking risks, I should stop playing this. Rookman didn't play the London. That's good. I've been criticized that the English is boring. I've been playing the English since I was a beginner, so it's deeply ingrained. Knight e5? Is that a blunder? Funny position, but knight e5, knight f4 isn't clear what it is. Just like both sides putting their knights on weird squares. Probably nothing wrong with that. Unless I have some sort of g5 move. Like knight e5, knight f4. I mean, this is ridiculous to think about this stuff. Let's not even waste our time. I really ought to wait on d3 there, but I think this is strong for black. Maybe I should wait for white to play d3 before I even do this. This is dangerous for white to allow this type of stuff. Benko let counterplay. So he's accepting the challenge. It's an excellent pawn sacrifice. Is it clearly enough for an advantage? Can we pursue more directly our advantage here, or do we need to develop more forces before pursuing said advantage? Knight b4, castles, bishop d3, threatening bishop c2. Looks kind of vicious. I mean, I can play knight d3 with positional compensation, but I'm threatening bishop d3. My play? Are you kidding me? I was like lost. What are you talking about? I had like a lost position after he plays b takes a4, man. How can that be clean? I mean, sometimes those stockfish should be taken with a grain of salt. Well, I mean, I guess I gradually screwed my position up with 10 mini accuracies in a row or something. I mean, how do I have like a virtually lost ending? Move 25. Well, yeah, you can never really like go by engine. We can never go by the computer's evaluation exclusively. Put too much weight on it because we're not capable of calculating that. I've argued more than once on my stream that there should be invented some kind of method of evaluating positions that's more human-like. Human-like effort. The Benko. Well, the last variation, the last game, is thought-provoking. Shirov's pawn sacrifice is speculative. And the whole variation looks kind of drawish. Worth playing if black is facing a higher rated player. Not easy for white to win. I always thought it was like worse. Like it would be rather easy for black. But it doesn't appear to be that easy. It's not popular. I mean, this is the kind of variation like I saw 1800s play. Maybe. It's an old line. That was kind of the old-fashioned way of playing the classical French. Maybe in the 50s or 40s or something. But it's just a little too passive for black. But concretely, as a way of playing for a draw against higher rated players, it still has some validity. You have obviously like very little chances to win, except in my case where I overextended myself. That is a possibility. But probably white shouldn't allow this type of pawn sacrifice. I did have a game with Aldisto or someone. I mean, white can play a4. I mean, a4 is a consequent move, like typically in the Botvinnik system anyway. White is in trouble in this position. It's a bad mentality. In general, you're right. The bind is crushing, so I just have this. Winning in exchange. But I guess it's not automatically game over. Must stay focused. It is kind of a tragedy to trade that bishop off. I'm up a clear exchange. Objectively, probably he shouldn't trade queens. I mean, if I was playing white for $1 million, I guess I would avoid exchanging queens. But still, I mean, maybe I should play rook a1 here, actually. I have just an exchange up. And that's another way of attacking. Another way of attacking my pawn. Knight b6. This I didn't expect. Yeah, I don't think you should do that. But then now it's too simplified. There's still rook e1. To watch my king. My king should be able to go to c7 eventually when the time is right. He traded too much stuff. Practically speaking. Avoiding the exchange of queens is one thing. Avoiding the exchange of even the knight probably should be with knight e3 and knight c4. should be tried. Because I have time for one more game after this. No, that's wrong. I have until 1:30. I'm sorry. We have time. For some reason, I thought we had to leave at 1:15, but it's only 1:07, so incorrect. Panicking too early here. Okay, so let's be careful, shall we? What's the best way to do this? If I take the pawn, it's hard to get out. I have a kind of crazy idea here. I mean, even if I lose the c4 pawn, I'm up a clear exchange. It should be a win. I put my king on c7 and d6. He can't exchange pieces. d5 is weak. His bishop is tied down to pawns. I'm up the exchange. Maybe he has d3 now. I can play c3. Should have played d3. Much better try. Yeah, I mean, you have to avoid exchanges. There's no hope here if you don't avoid exchanging pieces. I guess the easiest thing to do. My king on d4, and then take the d3 pawn or something like that. Some way to survive 2 pawns down, which it will be. Preserving the structure. Yeah, I mean, so you'll see, like, probably in the position after a6. White should be very careful not to allow b5 here. This Kohlweiler game might be mentioned in a book I have. White actually played d3. It still doesn't stop b5. Kohlweiler, a good German I am, he played b5 anyway. That's cool. So, actually the only way to stop b5 would be to play a4. It's funny that that wasn't tried here. Is there some reason why a4 is no good? Oh no. Is knight e5? Like knight e5, knight f4. It's the same trick as in another position. Is this a problem? I don't think this is an issue for white necessarily. I don't really get it why this is so bad for white. Okay, we still got time for some more challenges. Guys, please support the stream if you can. Make a donation, subscribe, gift a subscription. We need your support more than ever. More than ever. Are we lagging again? 157. We need your support more than ever. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a4 just seems like Seems like the move to me. Once he allows this, I like, wow, Mikhail Tal. In good company with b5. Alright, save a dog. Just an average, run-of-the-mill world champion. Save a dog. Let's play a little e4. Extremely hot here. I'm going to miss 4th of July in the United States for the first time in 3 years. Probably more than that. First time in... Damn. I'm going to miss the 4th of July for the first time in like 10 years. We're going to forbid you Americans from coming to Europe, bringing your COVID-19. Donald. So knight c3. Sveshnikov. King and pawn engage are most fundamental. Keep it simple, especially if you're in time pressure. That's the best way to do it in a blitz game. Less chance of a big mistake. Trade all the pieces off if there's less pieces to drop. But you have to have good fundamental king and pawn games. Yesterday, again, I failed to checkmate with bishop and knight versus king. I mean, it was a practical game with 2 seconds per move. But I'm ashamed of myself. I had practiced the bishop and knight mate and actually done it on the stream. But in the heat of battle, she kept defending on the back rank in some weird move that she wasn't doing the optimal move the computer would play. She was playing some other move. We'll have to renew our vows to practice bishop and knight endgame. Let's try to do one. We'll do one on the stream now after this game. You know, so I saw an interesting move from the computer. Bishop g5, a6, knight a3. Was it yesterday? I think it was this position where Stockfish was recommending rook b8. If anybody wants to experiment with a new idea in the Sveshnikov, I think the engine was toying with rook b8 in this position as its #1 suggestion. There's always room for new ideas, which makes chess cool. But bishop e6 is not considered to be premium. An older way of playing the Sveshnikov. Bishop e6 is like an old line. Didn't Larson play this? This has been around forever. It's not a new idea. That's the difference. Rook b8 is new. Bishop e6 is something old. It's okay, Rookman. I mean, it's okay to branch out. It's the only way to learn, you know? Don't doubt yourself for trying something new. If you're going to be results oriented, then okay, but it's not like we're playing for money, you know? You have like literally nothing to lose. You're not a chess streamer who's losing his respect from the audience, like me. But true, maybe you should study it more before you try it. But if white doesn't play knight c4 in this position, what would you have me play? Like, what other move is there for white? Save a dog is like stumped here. Does anyone have another suggestion? Am I gonna like leave my knight on a3 so it gets forked by b5, b4, or this is like the only other move I can play here is knight d5, I guess. So feels like theory, but I haven't looked at this in like ages. And I was never an expert because I don't play e4 that much. Yeah, Botvinnik's system is straightforward. It's fairly easy to play, fairly easy to learn. But that's why I played that move order, recommended by Richard Palliser in his good book on dealing with flank openings. But it's really not that clear. As you can see, you can play a4. I don't like that English with e4 the best, though. I like a3 on move 5, Rookman. There's so many different ways to play. Most people are playing knight f3 on move 5. I think e3 has seen better days. a3 or knight f3. Yeah, but e4 is still playable. d3 is playable, but it doesn't have a lot of independent significance. You could use it as a way of backdooring into the Botvinnik system, maybe. I don't think there's anything wrong with d3. There, maybe the danger is that way black can play e6 sort of setups. Saverdog using his time wisely. So at some point, I guess I play bishop takes f6. It seems a pity to play that unprovoked. But he's now threatening knight takes e4. Or not. Knight e4, bishop e7, knight c3, bc3. So he's not threatening knight e4. And we shouldn't make this exchange on e7 unless it's unprovoked. But he also might play knight e7. You know, if he trades bishop for bishop, that's bad. The only other move here for me, I guess, is like bishop d3. I think this is the standard line, though. I don't think that black has a better position. Why would you think that? Because he has a knight entrenched on d4, but that's not staying there. In fact, the opposite is true. I think that white's position is slightly better. Because his knight is not permanently going to stay there. It's going to be ejected with c3. This is only a temporary advantage, having this forward piece here. White retains control of d5, the vital square in the center. Black's bishop on g5 is a little restricted. A little Freudian slip there. But, anyways, this is normal. White has a very, like, enduring slight advantage. Well, someone on sound, you're hinting at the... I gave a lecture on this yesterday. But the entire, like, history of the Sveshnikov and the Kalashnikov... Basically, you're saying the backward d-pawn is a permanent problem, no? I mean, that's why people didn't play the Sveshnikov until the 80s. That's the entire argument of like old-fashioned chess theorists who said that the Sveshnikov, the last Pelican, is bad because we have a bad pawn on d6 and the outpost on d5. Then somebody said, well, wait a minute, what if it doesn't matter? You know, I mean, the whole point is like white has this huge d5 square. Great, it's pretty, you know, but you can play around it. So the entire philosophy of black's position is looking a little bit more, you know, its position more open-minded and saying, look, what is the big deal if white has an outpost on d5? We can just play around the outpost on d5. And guess what? Is the d6 pawn really a problem? I mean, nobody's attacking it. I have no capability of attacking that pawn whatsoever in this position. Maybe down the line, black misplays here, and I get pressure on that d6 pawn. But it's like the proverbial, is a weakness really a weakness if it falls in the forest? I mean, is a tree a tree? If I take this pawn on f6, queen f6, queen d6, am I up a pawn? Am I really up a pawn? The philosophical questions that are important to chess. Well, I'm kind of getting toward the end of my theoretical knowledge here. I have an interesting idea. I think Save-A-Dog might do better there to well, I didn't think that was possible. He might do better there to play Bishop g5 before castling. I even dropped a Freudian slip. Better than dropping a rook. Desperado. The Desperado. Yeah, but he's awesome with like the increment. You can never count him out. He's a specialist in pretending to lose on time, but not really losing on time. So if you get cocky and you think that he's going to flag, he's actually rarely going to actually flag. He's good at playing the increment. You can't count him out till it's over. And he's lost here, but still not so easy to finish him off. How's my king doing? Knight takes h6 check. Ooh, I like that. Knight takes h6 check, pawn h6, queen h6. Nice and simple. We love it when it's simple. He has a check on b6. Oh my gosh. We've got to be careful here. Knight h6, pawn takes. I'm controlling e3 square with my queen. Oh no. So we got that covered. So we can play king g3. If I didn't have e3 covered, I would be in trouble. So let's see if I can do bishop versus knight mate, guys. I gotta go, but we're gonna practice the bishop and knight. So a6, knight a3. Yeah, so this is like the old Sveshnikov, played by Larson. You still see it from time to time. It's a good choice, but he's supposed to play rook c8. I mean, that's the main move, according to theory. I don't know about this. Right. So it seems to me that this Save-A-Dog is your move. Ramon Mateo. Ramon Mateo. Forget, is he like Mexican? Cuban. Bishop g5 is the move. Alright guys, I gotta decline the other challenges, and I'm gonna, just to prove myself, practice a bishop and knight mate as punishment for not winning in bishop and knight position yesterday. It's ridiculous. Interactive lesson. I don't want to do the interactive lesson. I want to do the actual checkmate. Checkmate the engine. Your turn. Mate in 29. Can I do it? It's the same bishop I had yesterday. God, this is fun. Gotta prove myself. So creating like a force field. The bishop and knight have to work together. Knight, where are you? Get in there. We build a net with the knight and the bishop. Now I gotta get him where I can see him. He tries to stay in this corner, the dark square corner. I've got to get my knight to the proper place. And I know this position. Like, I had this yesterday, but I failed to win, and I don't understand why. So first things first, I have to bring the knight back here. The king walks away. Then I come over. And see, this is what my opponent wasn't doing yesterday. She was trying some kind of thing where she didn't try to escape out here. She just stayed on the back rank, and it got me confused. But king c7 now, I create a net with my bishop and knight. That should work here. There's this optical illusion. Confuses me sometimes. How am I preventing that king from getting out of there? Did I make a mistake? No. See, this is the trick here that I oftentimes forget. I have to play knight d7. That controls these squares. It's easy to forget that move. That's why I forgot how to do the mate in the first place the first time. This was eluding me. And now you're stuck in there. There's no way to get out. And you just force them back in the little box there. So yesterday when my opponent was playing and I had like seconds left, somehow she was doing this thing where she wasn't trying to escape the way the computer would, and it was messing me up. Here, knight here again, and we got them. Check, and they're in the box. So I really don't understand what happened yesterday when I was trying to do this mate. Why it was so difficult for me. Very strange. Okay, I don't think my technique is like optimal, but what did we get? How many moves was that? It doesn't even show. Lichess learn chess basics. Oh, where can you practice it? But for some reason against Emiche yesterday, now I can't see the history, but she wasn't trying to run out the way the computer would run out. It was like staying on the back rank, and it messed with me. I had her trapped in the corner, but with the 2-second increments, she wasn't defending the same way that I was used to the computer defending. Anyway, I just wanted to prove to you guys that I can actually mate with bishop and knight versus king. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Have a great time. We'll be back. We'll be back on Sunday. Sunday simul. Good to see Schieberspieler. Schieberspieler, a very strong blitz player here from the All-Star Arena. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining my team. Next Tuesday, guys, we're gonna do another streamer battle with Vita Levente and Parleygrass and others hopefully. So join me for that. 2 p.m. on Tuesday. We've got a battle. 2 p.m. CEST, 3 p.m. Romanian time. We got a streamer battle against the other teams. So in the meantime, tomorrow we have off. Sunday I'm doing a simul here on lichess at 6:30 Central European Summertime. Thanks everybody for supporting the stream and for watching. I will see you guys later. From the Panda, from myself, thanks everybody for playing. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.